Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Shudder Slaughterhouse. I'm Daniel, and yeah, we're back. Got another week of stuff that I have watched here on Shudder, so let's just get into it. We're going to kick things off with I finished up the last two episodes of Slasher, Flesh and Blood. To kind of recap, I know I've been kind of hitting all these episodes up, but it came out this year. It's a Canadian show, and it's a Shudder original series. So, you guys already know the story by now. These are the final two episodes. We finally wrap up, who wins the inheritance, who's, going on, all that stuff. These episodes have been building perfectly. Every one of them. Like, from the first one, all the way up, I'll even say to the eighth and final one, it's a perfect build. I just feel like the ending, I don't know, it just felt kind of rushed. And, I don't know, the final, like, I like how it ends. I'm okay with, who survives, who doesn't. I'm okay with who the killer is. That doesn't bother me. It's just, I don't know how it ends. I just feel like the person who won should have won stronger, I guess. They should have, because it seems like, and I get it to a certain degree, like, you will always be affected by this. But the person who survives, it turns out they're just as weak as the rest of the family, and they just kind of, it's like they're embracing the craziness at the end. It's just like, what? Your character has been nothing but strong the entire fucking show, and now you're just kind of like, I'm crazy like the rest of them, and I'm just going to continue the cycle. I don't know. I didn't like that part of it. The rest of the show, though, great. I loved it. I was entertained the entire run of the show. People who are at Shudder, the community, they gave it 5 out of 5. I'm keeping it 5 out of 5. It was a great show. I loved it. It's number 2. My number 1 show on here is probably Channel Zero. I love me some Channel Zero. That was great shit. And Creep Show. But it's up there. Not to keep throwing it away. I'm not trying to keep burying it. No, it's definitely my watch of the week. Check it out. If you have not watched it yet, Slasher, Flesh and Blood. I need to go back and watch the first 3 seasons now. I want to see the first 3 and see if they're any good or not. I'm sure they are, but I'll tell you now, season 4 fucking killed it. So if 4 is this good, my God, first 3 must just be incredible. So yeah, there's that. We're going to move on now. We're going it's decline. If I start off with pick of the week, if I started up here, we can only go down, right? So the next one, it's a 2019 film from the Netherlands entitled The Columnist. It's about this woman who writes a columnist. And anyways, she's dealing with a lot of hate and negativity on social media. However, she decides, I'm going to turn it on the trolls and start hunting them down. I love that premise. I really do. The problem with this movie for me is, I never could fully get behind the main character. I didn't like her. I just didn't like her. She came off whiny and just, I don't know. And then, like I said, maybe this was done ironically. I'm sure it was. But, just the whole idea that, she's all about freedom of speech until she whines. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure, a lot of people are like this. A lot of people are just like, I will stand up for what I believe in. And anybody who tries to talk down to me, guess what? Freedom of speech. Until you call them something. Then they're like, oh my God, how dare you? Fuck you. And they cry and take a mental health day. And they just, I hate those people, and this is that girl that I hate. Like, I'd definitely be killed by her because I would have probably said way worse things to this girl because she seems like that kind of person. Deserved it. I don't know. So I can never fully get behind her. And then, I don't know. It just, I don't know. It's what it boils down to. I just didn't like the killer at all. At all. And then it seems like, I don't know, as a filmmaker, and it even said, like I read on the IMDb trivia page, they made this as kind of like a warning for cyberbullying. But it's almost like you're embracing the fact that she's out there killing, and then winds up killing innocent people. Spoiler alert, sorry. In the end, it seems like she never gets her due. She never gets her comeuppance. Even Devil's Rejects, which is a movie where you do start liking the bad guys. It's amazing how Rob Zombie did Devil's Rejects, and by the end of that movie, you're rooting for, these psychotic fucking people. But they still get those in the end. We'll pretend that 3 from Hell never happened yet, and that's not a knock on that. I love 3 from Hell as well. But I'm just saying, within its own bubble, its own movie, They get gunned down and taken out in a blaze of glory, but they get their comeuppance. All the evil shit they did, no matter how likable they become at the end, it comes back to get them. In here, it's like it doesn't. Now it's implied that she's going. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to spoiler territory. I don't normally do. I usually do just mini reviews, but this movie kind of bugged me, so I had to go a little further. I don't know. I just wish it would have ended differently. I don't know. Wasn't big on it. I didn't like the character. That's what it boils down to. I just didn't like this character. She was a cunt. Oh, I said it. Fuck it. She can come after me next. I just didn't like it. And that's the thing, like, initially when I wrote all this stuff down, because the people here on Twitter, they gave it a 4 out of 5, or sorry, on Shudder, they gave it 4 out of 5 skulls. And I initially had it down for 3 out of 5 skulls, because I was like, well, I don't know. I mean, the premise is really fucking good. I love the premise. I just don't like the way it's executed. And the more I think about that, it's just like, no, I'm sorry. It's kind of going down to 2 out of 5, probably. But this is my opinion, one person's opinion, one fat guy who's going to be in his bathtub later and she's going to knock a laptop in on me and fry me's opinion. That's all it is. But anyways, spoiler alert. So that's that. But we're going to keep going down this thing. You know, I think it was like last week or week before last, like every episode or every show I was reviewing a movie, it was like up here. And it was like a roller coaster, but it's doing this kind of thing. This one literally just went like, you know. The next one, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, and forgive me if I'm not. This came from India. This came out last year. Kriya? I want to say Kriya. I feel like Kriya is probably how you pronounce it. And in this movie, basically, this DJ gets picked up by this, hot chick at a rave. And she basically invites him back to her place. But when he gets back there, it turns out there's some kind of weird ritual going on for her dead father. And I don't know, it starts getting trippy and weird. And it's almost like he's in a surreal fantasy world at times. And so I don't know. Here's the thing about this movie. Like, I know nothing. I'm not going to pretend like I do about Indian culture. That's just, I don't. In fact, this is actually the first Indian film I've ever seen. I've never seen anything from Bollywood before. I watch a lot of international movies. Like, I love, like, Japanese horror. I love, anything European is great. I've seen some random stuff. What was the fucking movie that came out? The, La Lorna? I forget what country that was from. But that was, that was from a different culture that I didn't fully understand, but I liked the story. I got in on it. It worked. And so I don't want to come off like I'm just like shitting all over Bollywood or Indian Hindi culture. I'm not. I'm really not. But goddamn, this movie sucked. Like, this movie was just it was just boring. And I don't know. I just feel like it's fucking 2021 right now. I demand my movie characters be smart. I'm sorry. In the 80s, you make dumb decisions. I let it slide. Up until Scream, when they started getting kind of self-aware. And then I even let Silent After Action, I was like, oh, fuck it. It's supposed to be horror. People make dumb decisions when they're in a crisis or whatever. But, like, this guy is just dumb. Like, he literally has, like, a million chances to leave. He just never takes it. And it's just like, dude, fuck you. You're on your own now. Like, you get what you deserve, and I hope it's horrible. Unfortunately, I had to suffer along with him because I was watching this goddamn thing. The movie itself, it was so boring. Like, I don't know if these rituals, I know it's a movie, so these may just be made up rituals or whatever. I don't know if they're based in, whatever. I don't know. All I know is, like, in most movies, when you're doing a ritual, it's cinema, so we do shorthand. We just make it easy. Throw in this powder and say these words and boom! Conjure the devil. That easy. Here, it was like a multi-step process. And every step was just tedious. Now take the jug of water, hold it over your head, walk counterclockwise. They say that first. They don't say as they're doing it, they say it. And then the guy picks up the jug of water, puts it on his head, and walks counterclockwise. And I'm just like, okay. Now we're going to turn the body so the head is facing west instead of east. And then they stop. They walk over to the body. And I'm just like, why are we showing this in real time? Jesus fucking Christ. It was just, it was a lot of that. And I couldn't get into it. I'm sorry. It was boring my fucking mind. it was very confusing throughout, and not in a good David Lynch way. It was just like, what the fuck's going on, and why is this happening? At least with David Lynch, you're like, what the fuck's going on? Why is it happening? But I want to see more. Here, I'm just like, I just want to turn this fucking thing off. Like, I'm so sorry I wanted to watch it. I'm sorry I wanted to expand my horizons and watch a more international flavor this week, but it seems like everything, well, no, everything was foreign. It was Canadian, Netherlands, and India. And guess what? Netherlands and India sucked this week. So, go Canada. Letterkenny, right? Anyways, it was just confusing. And I mean, at the end, it kind of ties it together. Like, I kind of get what they were going for. If you'd ask me, explain, well, how did they get there? I couldn't fucking tell you. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. Skeleton key. They just did skeleton key. Sorry, don't try to spoil it. I'm so sorry. I'll put a spoiler alert at the beginning. I'm sorry. I don't normally spoil. These are just usually mini reviews. I tell you what I feel I get out, but when it's a movie I hate, I just feel like I have to stop and rant on it. I didn't talk too long about Slasher, except for when I said I didn't like what I didn't like. That's it. That's all I dwelled on. Everything else is like perfect off that. Anyways, so this thing, I'll just wrap this thing up. In the end, I didn't like it. It was boring. It was confusing. And then on top of that, like, the acting was really bad. And I don't know. I would have just preferred the whole thing just been in Hindi. It was going between Hindi and English. It just kept like flip-flopping. And whenever they spoke English, it just came off really bad. It was bad. It was like bad acting. And I don't know. It just took me out of the movie quite a bit. Yeah, people at Shudder gave this thing 3 out of 5 skulls. Give it to 1. 1 out of 5. It was just horrendous. I couldn't watch. I can't watch this. This is bad. But that's just one man's opinion. Tell me what you guys thought. You guys watched these? Did you guys watch Slasher Flesh and Blood, which is fucking awesome? Now the whole season's out, so like all 8 episodes are out. You can, if you wait for the end, so you can just binge it all in one weekend. You can do that now. Let me know what you think of that. If you saw The Columnist, let me know what you thought about that movie. Am I an asshole for not liking that? I don't know. People seem to like it. I don't. And then Kriya. However I think you pronounce that. Let me know what you think about that. Maybe I'm an asshole for that one too. I don't know. I've been told I'm an asshole sometimes on this show. So, yeah, let's continue that tradition. Let's see if I am or not. That's all I got, guys. Thank you for watching. Till next time.